The most difficult part of writing about John Coltrane is starting to write about John Coltrane. So much larger than life, he's almost someone you write of rather than someone you write about. From a smooth 1960 take on My Favorite Things, to the 1966 live performance of the exact same track at the Olatunji Center for African Culture in Harlem, John Coltrane's mind seems to know no bounds in the realm of music and the saxophone. I suppose the only way to begin is with the material conditions that led to his music career. He was born in the small town of Hamlet, North Carolina, to a family of preachers and other clergymen and women. When he was only 12 years old, his father, grandfather, grandmother, and aunt all passed away within just months of each other, leaving his family in emotional and financial ruin. In his teenage years, going into adulthood, he had grown a great affinity for the growing bebop scene of the 1940s. Figures like tenor sax player Johnny Hodges of Duke Ellington's famed band and Dexter Gordon, also on tenor sax, were early heroes for John Coltrane. In the summer of 1955, after nearly a decade of traveling with different groups and bands, he received a call from New York City to audition for none other than Miles Davis, world-renowned trumpeter and jazz mastermind. Coltrane and Davis would later become one of the most world-renowned duos in jazz and in music in general. While Coltrane still believed himself to be learning the ropes at the time, and even found himself embarrassed to these early recordings, Miles Davis saw something in them and in Coltrane. Just 2 years later, he would spend a summer traveling and learning from jazz piano player Thelonious Monk. Coltrane's early years with both Davis and Monk were keystone to his growth as an artist. They were almost two sides of the same coin. Davis taught things that Coltrane described as, quote, hard to put into words, unquote. Davis's eccentricism and almost spiritual connection to music leaving a paramount impression, while Monk left Coltrane with the physical and technical tools to bring that spirit out of him through the saxophone. These two influences left Coltrane from the late 50s until his death as one of the most creative and complicated personalities the world had seen. John Coltrane's solo career from then onwards is nothing short of legendary, from the commercial success of the aforementioned My Favorite Things to the wild and experimental free jazz record Ascension. However, his most widely acclaimed album, A Love Supreme, has almost a life of its own. He described it as, quote, a humble offering to God, unquote, where the woodwinds and piano take upon almost a preacher-like cadence, becoming everything that John Coltrane's career had been leading up to and would later represent. From his early youth being born to a family of clergymen and women, to meeting Miles Davis and learning how to project his spirituality through music, A Love Supreme is John Coltrane's clear swan song, an almost autobiographical magnum opus. Coltrane's career has left an immortal mark on art as we know it today. Not only jazz, not only music, but all artistic expression has been changed and influenced by John Coltrane and the music he gave the world, whether it be under his own name or in collaboration with the likes of Miles Davis and Duke Ellington. The influence of John Coltrane on art and expression is almost unspeakable.